Flow state, you've all heard about it. The magical state where you're locked in, your focus is sharp. You feel one with the activity. You're not self-conscious. The work feels effortless, autotelic. It's almost an altered state. Being in flow, 1, enhances the depth of our enjoyment. 2, it enables us to create for longer periods of time and more efficiently. 3, it stretches our abilities to grow. 4, it allows for optimal performance.
And 5, you release every feel-good chemical in your brain. Flow is drugs. Nature's drugs.
Where do we access flow state as musicians? Playing live, recording a song, improvisation, learning a song, writing a song, collaborations. We can access flow in a lot of places in music. If you know how, you can access flow multiple times per day.
And if you make it to the end of this video, you're gonna flow so hard. So obviously, to flow is a superpower.
But how do we harness the power?
We must first prepare for flow by removing the things that could block flow, the flow blockers.
Such as memes.
By adding the conditions that increase flow.
The flow triggers. Such as your mom.
And by learning the cycle of flow.
Such as the cycle of life.
Some of the flow blockers include self-consciousness or lack of confidence, scattered focus. You just have too much on your plate. Life maintenance, cooking, eating, cleaning, chores.
As if you do chores, you piece of shit.
Unmade decisions. Small decisions create decision fatigue.
More decisions, more tired.
Messages you haven't replied to. Being tired. Distractions. When you get distracted by your phone or your TV, it's the only distraction that actually prevents flow from happening.
But you should definitely binge watch every single one of my videos as preparation for your flow.
Unfortunately, we can't access flow at will. We need to create the correct conditions, and this involves including flow triggers. The main flow triggers are passion and purpose, risk, novelty, complexity, unpredictability, deep embodiment, immediate feedback, clear goals, muscle memory, control over the skill, urgency.
We want to try and add as many flow triggers to an activity as we can. So let's get triggered. Ooh, purple. Songwriting already has a sense of control, some clear goals, and creativity. Then we can add flow triggers by exploring a brand new technique, maybe a new chord, maybe a new lick, or some chicken picking. When we add a brand new technique, we stack additional flow triggers on top, such as novelty, unpredictability, complexity. And it will be easier to enter flow. Another really important element here is the challenge to skills ratio.
Which just means the activity is within your capabilities, but it's slightly harder. So it's just stretching you a little bit.
So it's hard, but not too hard. These are the flow triggers already involved in a collaboration. There are quite a few. But if you want to access a deeper flow, go live on Instagram and write the song. You'll add risk, you'll add urgency, and you will flow.
You can create something incredible though with that kind of pressure.
We've learned we need to remove the flow blockers. We need to stack the flow triggers. But what's the method? How do we do it? How do we access flow? Stop being a bitch and do it.
We must learn about the cycle of flow. So there are 4 phases in the cycle of flow: the struggle, release, flow, and recovery. So struggle, it's a loading phase. And then an overloading phase where you pile your brain full of information.
Pretty much the preparation for your task.
Cortisol, the stress chemical, is released. This stage is meant to be difficult. It's not meant to be overly fun. It requires persistence. The second phase in the cycle of flow is release.
Release is the acceptance and movement into non-resistance.
Letting your subconscious mind work on the problem.
This could look like a small, boring break. Like looking at a tree, 5 to 10 minutes. Improvise a little bit. Mind off the task.
Make sure in this release period you avoid looking at a screen. And then it's easier to access phase 3 in the cycle of flow, which is flow. When you come back to the activity, you're hopefully in a state where your subconscious mind has been able to process the new difficult skill, and you can now get on with the activity.
You're in the zone.
Drugs are released in your brain: dopamine, serotonin, endorphins. The flow part could last between 1 to 3 hours. After this high intensity period of flow, your body actually needs to recover.
Recovery isn't pleasant.
In active recovery, you act as if you've just put your body through a marathon, which you have, a mental marathon. Active recovery accelerates your ability to move back through the cycle.
Active recovery is not entertainment.
It's long periods of breath work, a bath, or a shower. A sauna, it's a walk to immerse yourself in nature. It's a massage. I literally lie on my bed and just breathe.
And yes, I face my demons.
It primes me, ready for the struggle phase. Between recovery and struggle, there's a zone I call the can't be fucked zone. It's a period of procrastination, a period that could be included in the struggle zone, but it's not because it doesn't involve action. This is the period where you're not doing anything. So we want to minimize the can't be fucked zone and move straight into action after we've recovered.
Here are some tips to make flow easier to access.
It's really helpful for each flow cycle to have an objective, to make an event of it. Write down what you're wanting to achieve from each flow cycle before you do it. This is actually a flow trigger. It's clear goals. It can make sticking to the task a lot easier. People stay in the struggle zone for way longer than necessary because of distraction. Distracting themselves with their phones prevents them from moving to the release phase, so they stay in a perpetual struggle phase. And it takes 23 minutes to fully return to a task after you've become distracted.
Don't use recovery time for more work.
Some people struggle to take a real break for recovery. They scatter to another mind-intensive task.
This can cause systemic fatigue, which is just when your body goes, nope, and then makes you sick. Again, if you don't rest, you get stuck in the cycle of struggle. So we need to remove the flow blockers, stack the flow triggers, and move through the cycle of flow. If you want to see a list of all the flow blockers and all the flow triggers, as well as the cycle of flow, a link to the diagram is in the description below.
I hope this video has taught you a little bit about flow state and how to access it as a musician. If you did gain value from this video, please press subscribe, or even just leave a comment below. Thank you for watching Reframe. I'm Rob. Bye for now.